Unmute yourself, Stephanie.
I'm unmuted.
All
How are
right.
you,
So let me
Kevin?
let me, let me say something before I do this, Stephanie. Hold on, Stephanie. This is why I say therapy is so necessary. I mean, if she was honest or not, I mean, she was on camera. She's recorded. So, but whether you're serious or not, whether you if you let's assume she's playing. That's a horrible thing to play with. Uh, but I take that most people don't joke about things. I think most people joke about things that tend to be close to the truth, and it just goes to just think about the lady we had earlier this week that got caught finessing the dude on a hot mic. You ladies think that men are the you've been told that men are the dogs out here, that men are just so bad, but do you not understand what men are up against? These you know what your homegirls do. Ladies, you need to check your circles. If you hang around women like that, you, it's gonna rub off on what you can potentially get. So, anyways, what do you got for me, Steph?
Well, I missed the question for the day.
Well, no, the question was, do modern women deserve high value men?
um not necessarily no.
So,
Just,
uh, what did,
um,
what did you want to add to the discussion?
well, this is my first time getting through. I agree with most of the things that you say, especially when it comes to high value men. I'm a woman of a certain age. And I never got the ring, but I was able to date in that arena, and I just know that um,
Well, what do you want?
from what I've observed,
What do you want? Do you want to be married?
I do want to be married.
Okay. How old are you, by
But
the way?
okay, I'm 52,
Okay.
so I'm well out of the danger zone. I'm looking for a man that could at least work
You
and
looking for a man who could do what?
well, a man that has a pretty good job, not necessarily a man of wealth, but I think I um, gave up that hope about 10 years ago. But I wouldn't mind if he had children because I raised children. I didn't have children of my own, but I did, raise children in relationships in the past.
What was the longest
Um,
relationship you've ever had?
about 4 years.
How long ago was that?
That was maybe 3 years ago.
Okay, so I gotta ask the question: why do you need a man that has a pretty good job? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, I do okay.
Okay.
But I guess I'm looking for somebody that at this point in life that at least has acquired some of the basics, a home, a car, a
Why?
car, is able
Why?
to put some
Why?
things.
Why does he need that? At 52, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm 51. At 52 years old, why do you still have that? If he can take care of himself, why is that not enough?
But that's what I'm looking for. Somebody that at least can take care of
Yeah, but
themselves
that does
because
not mean he has to. He can be living paycheck to paycheck like most Americans in this country. He may not
that's
own
true.
a home like most single people in this country.
That's true.
But let's be honest. You want a man who's earning. You want a man to have what you have.
Yeah,
And
that
how
is
and
true.
how much are you making annually?
I make 80,000.
15% of the population make that amount. So let me go ahead and be very direct. At 52 years old, you need a man who's breathing.
That is true.
You let me talk to the other women over 50. You are in no position to put any standards on anything. You're in the process of dying alone. That's where we are. All this, I want him to have a stand. If he can take care of himself, That means he is not a financial burden to you. But anything above that is folly. And it bothers me when I hear black women who are already older black women who are at the black women are at the bottom of the totem pole. And you're going to put anything else on top of this. Because let's be honest, if a man is earning what you're talking about, let's say you're earning 80, let's say he's earning 100, okay? He's in the top 10% of earners and he's 52 years old. You got to ask the question, Stephanie, why does he want you when he can go get a 25-year-old who can give him children, who will be willing to get on this program, who don't have any of the baggage that a 52-year-old person comes with, don't have any of the expectations that a 52-year-old person comes with, who's got a youthful figure, a youthful body, youthful spirit. I don't date 52-year-old women for these very reasons. You ladies are think you deserve what you had in your 20s.
Well, that's harsh to hear, but you're true.
Harsh
That's
to
true.
hear. It's the truth though.
That's true.
When was the last time a man your age earning the kind of money you're talking about approached you?
Well, I mean, I didn't do too bad out there. I mean, I have to admit, I probably
I said, when was the last time it happened?
maybe like 5 years ago. Yeah.
Exactly. 5
Mhm.
years. So if you get one every 5 years, ma'am, and that was when you were 47, that means you're due for another one in what, 57, 56? So by 2025, you may get a second bite of the apple. See how facetious that sounds?
I did. I did.
I don't understand why black women at your age still think you're collectively such hot shit. My mother got married at 50 because she dropped this bullshit and turned out to be the biggest blessing in her life when she dropped all this stuff you're talking about. And one of the things I think that has happened is our generation, I honestly believe that most of our women in Generation X, I don't want to say hate, but you have contempt for us.
Well, I don't do that. I don't have
I didn't say
contempt.
you, I said in our
Okay,
generation.
I see. Yeah.
Because if not, why would you put the standard so high when you know that the average four person family in this country earns about $43,000 a year? You want one man earning twice that or more. Why? And the reason you want him doing that is so he don't mess with your shit. Let's be real, sis. We two grown people. Let's have a grown ass talk. You want him making that kind
Yeah.
of money so he's not a burden on your shit.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
That's true.
And that's the attitude that will come across. Well, why do you need to I want him to have a good job. Why? So he ain't bothering my stuff. But what's your stuff doing for you? What's your job and your house and all that stuff doing for you? No children, holiday season. What's it doing for you?
That's true. I mean, I can't argue that.
But
Um,
and I'm glad you're not trying to. But it's that's the kind of contempt I'm talking about, that you're my age and I know you would be looking for, off the bat, less than 15% of all men in this country. That means if 100 men were standing in front of you, 85 of them wouldn't be worth a damn. I didn't say 15% of black men, I said all men. That's not adjusted for age, marital status, or sexuality. In your standard, your list basically says this: I don't want nobody just going to require, just going to mess with my stuff because I'm good the way I am. But that's all you'll ever be. And and women like you will die alone with your stuff that really ain't nothing, and you can't take it with you. I mean, we're not talking like millions of dollars. I mean, we're talking just upper middle class living, but we value it so much more than. It's sad that black women your age value that so much more than a man.
But I mean, Kevin, I mean, because I live in Philadelphia, and
Okay,
there are a lot of blue collar men that make, like, say, okay, our transportation system, like say SEPTA, those
I get
men
it,
make,
but the question is, but why? I get it, but it's still money. But why would they? I get it, man, but you didn't answer that question. They may make it, but why would they want you? Because they make it. Are you the? You got to ask. You don't want him to. You want him to make around what you're making, so he can at least not be a burden to you. That's really where a lot of this is coming from. Fine. Well, if he's making enough to where he's not a burden to you, he might be a blessing to a younger woman. He's just not a burden to an older woman. But who's winning in that situation? You're winning if you get a man earning 80,000 plus at 50 plus years old. He's losing. But if you got a woman who was younger, who doesn't own a home, doesn't have your expectations, she's winning and he won too. I'm saying this because I don't want to continue to see Generation X black women dying by themselves over silly stuff. For man, and I have seen too many women your age overlook men who are making less than them. I've seen women turn overlook men because they didn't have a college degree and they went to a an HBCU unaccredited kind of stuff. What I'm saying to you, ma'am, is at our age, what does relationship matter or mean to you? What does it mean to have a man in your life?
when you put it that way, that is, well, that's why I listen to you, Kevin.
Huh?
Um, that's why I listen to you,
I'm glad you're
you
not
know,
arguing, but we got to start thinking differently about one another.
yes, that's true. I mean, I didn't have a male, friend or voice in my life like when we were growing up,
I get it.
it,
That's why.
and so we didn't have this platform. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
have, I had my girlfriends, which
Mm-hmm.
I assumed were
I
the
get it.
people
That's
to
why I
listen
feel so
to.
bad for our generation. I feel so bad for our generation of black women because I know what happened. Our generation got lied to and robbed, and now the ones of us that are left are sitting here looking like, damn, our grandparents at 50, think about when you was a kid. When we were 10 years old, the 50-year-olds were married. They were
Yeah,
grandparents. They weren't a bunch of
yeah.
single folks trying to figure out what they was going to do for Christmas. But hey, I'm going to go ahead and put you on hold. I got some other folks I'll get to. You
Okay.
can stay here. Hey, how are you? I'm well. How old are you? All right. What do you got for me?
I just wanted to comment on I wanted to comment on Drake and Kanye clearly since that is the title of the live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't agree with, of course, the way the woman went about trying to get pregnant. That's absolutely ridiculous
Okay.
and quite disgusting. Um, but I
But
also don't feel that that was necessary for Drake to do. I understand that he probably wanted to make a point to women to stop doing that to him because I'm very sure it happens to him often.
mm-hmm.
But I think that flushing said condom would have been disappointment enough for her. And then as far as Kanye goes, um, again, I'm only 25, but I have been a fan of him since I was a very small. And I've watched him change and everything. And I just
Mm-hmm.
feel that personally, I feel that he is a black man that people label as mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
and things of that nature. I don't agree with a lot of the things that Kim Kardashian does and says, but of course, society labels him as a mentally ill black man when I just feel that he is a black man who just wants to be there for his children and also is under a lot of pressure from, said entities in Hollywood.
Well, let me ask you now. I'm curious when you guys say that you don't agree with what the woman did, but Drake shouldn't have did that.
Yeah, they're both wrong. I
No,
think that it's
they're really
okay.
not. They're really not. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't think Drake is wrong. Um, like I said when I was over on the Lead Attorney show, many guys have been told stuff like that acts as a spermicide. Whether people believe it or not, I've heard
Mhm.
this my entire life.
Yeah.
So we keep what value did it say they're both wrong when Drake was obviously trying to protect himself? We never punish women for any bad they do. Let's change the subject. Women can knowingly file false charges. I'm going to show a video of a 70 some odd year old man that got injured, had a stroke, all other kind of stuff, went in the hospital, all because the police came over and a woman was in tears and blamed the man. You know
Mhm.
what? Go ahead. Go ahead. We're at the point to where women don't have. It's like, what protections do men have these days? Go ahead.
Well, in pertaining to that, like I said, I just feel like they were both wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong in both parties taking responsibility. I've been doing a lot of um, soul searching and all of that. Being that I just turned 25, like I felt like my whole life changed. I've been doing a lot of soul searching, and instead of blaming men, because at the end of the day, yeah, they do bad things, but something within me attracts that. So at the end of the day, the only person I can fix is me.
Uh huh.
So that's what I've been doing. But as far as that whole blame game goes, specifically for Black people, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
both of our faults. I think it's both of our faults. After you take away all of the outside factors, the history, the slavery, the white supremacy, and all this other stuff that has affected us as a society, and just
Hold on. Hold
focus
on.
on
Hold
right.
on. Hold on. Just a second. Hold on. Just a
Mhm.
second. I want everybody to see this because we're still not getting to the point to where we are blaming women for what they do. We're
It's both
still
of
not.
us. I feel
Well,
that
it's not.
both of
But hold
us.
on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
It's a disturbing moment that has left an elderly man fighting for his life. It started with a squabble between neighbors at an apartment building. A woman claimed that her neighbor next door punched her after she complained about noise. Body cam video just released shows police knocking on the neighbor's door. 75-year-old Michael Clark answers wearing just his boxers. Police react quickly after seeing he's got a menacing sawtooth sword. You can see Clark placing the sword on a bookshelf. Then an officer tases Clark, sending him reeling to the floor. Clark is out cold as the officers drag him into the hallway. He's placed in handcuffs. Then, a stunning moment. You can see one cop entering Clark's apartment and grabbing the sword. Then, he drops it near the victim. You can hear it hit the floor. Was he planting evidence? The officer then appears to take a photograph of the scene with his cell phone. Sarah Shelke is the victim's attorney.
You guys hear? Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that? I don't know if she hung up yet. Did unmute yourself? Did you guys hear that? Did y'all hear that?
Okay, there we are. I don't know why it's not letting me unmute myself at
74-year
times.
old man. That woman was drunk, high, had a arrest record an arm's length long, and she said that I called over here because uh, I banged on the door. I
Yes,
mean,
I did hear that.
but the thing
And
is, she
I did
lied.
see it.
But hold on. No. Before she completely lied, she said that she was abused. She cried. She shed crocodile tears, and the cops were sitting there consoling this woman. This, that. I hear you, such and so forth. These look. This woman didn't serve a minute in jail. This man had a stroke
Mm,
and still has problems to this day. And they have this, and the cop is getting off with nothing. My point
mhm.
is, women can say anything. So when you say they're both wrong, no, it wouldn't have been wrong if she hadn't done wrong first.
Absolutely. Now,
Go ahead.
for that situation, those were, and again, I can only speak from a black woman's perspective. I feel that white women do that often, the whole he hit me, he raped me. So I can't really speak on that situation. But
We're
for
talking about lying on men.
yes, back to that.
The
So when
black
it
women
comes
lie on
to
men too.
yes, absolutely. So when it comes to that, that's why I said we both need to take accountability.
See,
Men need to
my
take
problem. My
accountability
problem
for
is
like
you keep
their
saying.
bullshit.
You keep saying we both. No,
Women
we no. Women need to take
need to take
accountability, and
accountability.
women need to be held
Absolutely.
accountable, legally accountable, legal
Absolutely.
consequence.
And
Because
that's where I'm at in my life. I have been held legally accountable recently for some of my actions. And that's what I was saying. I did a lot of self-reflecting and I started to realize at the end of the day, did these men do bad things to me? Yeah, they did. But still, I am wrong in what I did.
yeah,
So
but here's
that
the
is where the
problem. But here's the
accountability
thing.
part
Here's
comes
my
in.
issue though. Until I press the issue, you didn't back up, and you're still saying we both. I don't
Yes.
believe that you mean we both. I don't believe that you. I don't believe you changed your opinion. I think you're just trying to move the conversation along.
No. I didn't change my opinion. I think that it's still both of us. I think men are wrong in their own ways, and then women are wrong in
But
our own ways.
man,
And until like,
this is no. This is a chicken. See,
mhm.
this is what we women do today. This we're both wrong. No, it's chicken or egg, ma'am. Where have you seen a woman who lies on a man ever go to jail, get punished for it?
Me, me
Okay, ma'am,
recently,
you one
me.
person. Let's just judge you as one person.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
So I'm
all right.
speaking from my own experience. I
Okay,
can't speak
all
for
right.
others.
Well, okay. You here's the thing, ma'am. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm honestly not. But I don't
Absolutely.
want to do this. You got your story to tell. It's not about just your story.
Yeah, it's not. And it's not. And a
125,
lot of black women do lie on black men.
125 year old story doesn't even make a drop in a bucket compared to what men are dealing with. Just because you were held
Absolutely.
accountable, my problem is, even with you being held accountable, as you say, right? Right?
Hmm.
You're still saying we both, as if the scales are balanced.
They're not balanced. We're wrong
So
in different
until we
ways.
start reaching balance, there's no we. There's only you guys. That's my position. Tell
Yes,
me how we reach
there's
balance if we keep saying men and women, if it's overwhelmingly in women's favor. How do we get balance?
I don't believe that there should ever be a 50-50 balance because men are men and women are women. I
What does
don't
that
think that
mean
we are,
legally? What does that mean under the eyes of the law?
as of now, under the eyes of the law, when it comes to men versus women, again, I can only speak from my own experience. I have not experienced that oh, she's a woman, we're gonna take her side bullshit. I have not experienced
It
that.
doesn't matter if you've, ma'am, no disrespect. Take it out of you,
Yeah.
please. You keep making
Okay.
it personal. I don't care about necessarily you. And you say under the eyes of the law, are we treated? How do we get balance? And to me, it sounds what I'm hearing from.
I don't think black men are treated fairly under the eyes of the law because
So
I
how do
have
we
black
get men,
brothers.
men? Period. So if we don't start, okay. I asked the
Hmm.
initial question.
Yes.
Do you first off, do you believe that there should be balance in the law between men and women?
Yes, I do.
So, okay, then how do we get balance if it's incredibly unbalanced right now, always has been, and if we still continue to say we both share? That means for every time you put a rock on a man's side, you'll put a rock on a woman's side. It
Mm.
won't move. Only when
I
you put
think
a
that the
rock
way
on
to
a
get
woman's side
balance,
and put a feather on a nothing on a man's side, or a feather, will it start to balance itself out?
I think the way to get balance, like let's take the Drake situation for example. If he knew or if he had a feeling that for whatever reason this woman that he chose to deal with was going to do that to him, he should have maybe instead of used hot sauce, maybe put a camera in place. That way you can have proof that this woman is illegally taking your bodily
Oh, and
fluids.
then let me say, here's the problem with that. Then if she got
Yeah.
pregnant, you'd have to prove that there was that. How does he prove in a court of law that it was that time got pregnant?
Well, as a smart man, I don't think he would wait until she completely did the turkey baster thing, but just
Oh,
to
so
prove
so in
that
other
she is
words, he needs to put a camera in and then watch her like a hawk.
currently taking it out, and then boom, you're caught. And that
Ma'am,
right
I want you to
there.
understand how. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, man, but
Mhm.
that sounds absolutely zip damn crazy.
And so does
That
the hot sauce.
excuse me. No, 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 no. What you know? What's crazy is you women are out of fucking control.
And what's crazy, yeah, that is
Excuse me.
crazy that
No, no,
she's the
don't cut
one
me
to
off.
do
Don't
that.
cut me
That
off.
is
Don't. I
you're
don't play
right.
that. It's not. Look,
I'm agreeing with you. I was saying
but
that
I
is
don't care. You can
crazy.
agree, man, but you don't. That it's not okay. What's
Yeah.
crazy is we're sitting here saying how he should have protected himself better. We keep telling men you need to do something else to defend yourself against women versus judging women harshly. So what you're saying is instead of using the hot sauce, here's what you do, Drake. You put up cameras everywhere and then you watch them. So when she goes to the bathroom and if she retrieves a condom, then you can go in there and bust. What if it's too late? What if he went to sleep? Does that make, I mean, logical? Does that make actual practical sense to you that that would be a more viable solution?
Me personally, I do think so. Because if you have that gut feeling that this woman is about to do that to you to the point where you would open your condom and put hot sauce in it, I think that
Man,
that
man,
would
has
make
nothing to
sense.
do with a gut feeling. Spermicide doesn't is not a gut feeling.
Or why not use
Excuse me,
spermicide
hold
before
on,
you have
ma'am. See,
sex?
this is why. See, this is more women think like you. They really do. You
I think
want
they're
me?
both wrong. She was
Excuse me.
fucked up for that.
No, no.
She was
Excuse me.
very wrong. I said she was very wrong
But
for
you
that.
need to understand what I'm saying. But you're just as wrong in what you're saying because what you're saying is you need to rely on your spidey sense to predict the possible future and then act accordingly. Ma'am, how about this? How about a world like this? In a world where she did something like that and she started screaming to the top of her lungs because she had hot sauce inside of her, how about a world like this? Let me use my Thanos powers. Snap my finger. How about a world like this? Drake dials 911. The
Mm-mm.
police show up. Female black police officers show up. She tells her side of the story. Drake tells his side of the story. They immediately slap her in handcuffs and take her to county for theft. They put her in jail, take a mugshot. She has to bond out, get a lawyer, or go before a court because Drake is suing her for emotional distress.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As he should.
Well,
Yeah,
my point
absolutely.
is, what do you think would happen in the world where that would happen? How many more women do you think would try something like that?
I don't feel that many more women after this incident. I don't think many more women would try that with him. But I do, like I said, I do agree that she is wrong and that he absolutely deserves to take her to court because that is not cool.
It's
That's
not.
not
It's
cool
not a
to make
fact that it's
somebody a
not just her
father.
being wrong.
Guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. More respect on the legend, Kevin Samuels, for having these type of conversations, standing up for men and trying to make sure that there is some level of balance when it comes to mating and dating between men and women, and how society deal with us, how the laws of this country, and let's say not just this country, but I just think the West in general, because you go to a place like UK and all that is still the same kind of, difficulties that men have to face. And Kevin Samuels was talking about holding women accountable and making it balance. And I think the conversation is not even about balance. I think it's about putting criminals in jail, right? I mean, we've seen this play out several times of women, and let's say, for instance, you see a woman accusing a man of something like rape, a case like rape, that is a serious allegation, and the man will be prosecuted and will be given maybe 30 years, 20 years, whatever the case is. I'm not just sure about the numbers often the time they give, but I watched a video from Dr. Phil's show, right? Dr. Phil's show, and this white lady, was just crying because 14 years ago, she made an allegation that this man raped her, and the man was put in prison for 14 good years. And later on, the white woman later on got married to a black man. She made an accusation on a black man, and the black man was prosecuted and put behind bars for 14 good years, only for her to realize that no, what I've done is hurting my conscience. I'm just not feeling good about it. So let me just come out clear and, try to make things right. And she came out and, she informed the law enforcement, this, what I did. And it was a lie. And they have to release this man from jail. But he has already spent 14 years of his time in prison. And that time, there is nothing he can do to get it back. That man could have done something productive with her life for that 14 years, and he could have achieved something. And one thing that you guys have to pay attention to when it comes to this rape situation, or, women often accusing men of this rape, is often done towards black men. Majority, right? It's often like white women pointing fingers on black men that they rape them and all that. And when it happened that way. And I think the reason why the laws are not being adjusted to, stop this kind of craziness is the fact that you just see that it's one-sided. It's often one-sided. You don't see white women pursuing white men with this kind of accusations. You just don't see it happening. And if it happened, they'll get to the truth. But when it comes to black men, it's something just different conversation. And what I'm just saying is Kevin Samuels is wrong for talking about balance. I think he should just be talking about the fact that women go scot-free for accusing men for not doing anything. That is not balance. That is right there just being strictly accountable for you just being a horrible human being. You just being ratchet. You just being ghetto. You just being unhuman. This is sad, man. When I watched that Dr. Phil show and the lady came out and they had to sit down and had a conversation about the whole situation, and the lady had to render apology and all that. She was crying mercilessly, and it was almost to be like she just regretted whatever she did in the past. And the husband, that is a black man that is currently married to that woman, was just there to comfort the lady. And it was to, and the man, black people, we also have one problem that I don't know whether it's a problem or it's a blessing, and that is how slavery happened, right? We have a heart of, forgiving, a heart of loving. A black man can just forgive a stranger that had just commit some big evil on him. Like, we just can do it easily like that. And I think that is why people get away with the kind of evil that they do against us as black people. You talk of this slavery conversation right now. Like, it's almost like black people, black people are not having it in their heart that, oh, we ever come to power to oppress white people for whatever they've done to black people. No, it's never in the minds of blacks. Blacks would never say, a typical black person don't have that type of mindset. Black people are just okay, let me just have my freedom and just be able to enjoy life like the rest of the people are able to enjoy it. And I don't know whether we are the origination or something like that. We are built differently, And sometimes the people often say they hate us. It's not hate, it's just jealousy. Most of the time, the thing people do to put that behind bars and just to ruin our life, it's not because they hate us. It's because they want to be like us, but they just cannot. I'm not trying to divert into, putting myself into geopolitics or anything like that. I'm just trying to link the whole conversation to something that is being done on a daily basis that we've been witnessing. This grape case is something that most of you can attest to, that women often accuse men of grape and all that, and they end up going scot-free, which is just something that I'll call it bullshit myself. And let's talk of the 52-year-old lady and her situation. Making $87,000 a year and looking for a man that is making around that amount of money. If that amount of money could have helped you, you wouldn't be that miserable right now. That amount of money is with you, but you're still miserable. So that explains to you that that money that you're looking for from that man is not really the money that you're looking for. It's the man that you're looking for, and you have to stop being, deluded and be stupid about your decisions. Black women like to make these type of decisions that, especially when they get this old. You are this old, you are almost closer to dying than you ever be alive. Because at 52, the lifetime of Black American, a woman lifetime in America is 76. So if it is 76, so you are left with 24 years old. So that 24 years old, do you want to still do it by yourself? They don't prioritize things that they're supposed to prioritize. You are supposed to be thinking of not getting someone that you can always sit in your couch and have conversation with after business hours, after work hours, or anything like that. But they are so focused on, oh, I want it to be like, oh, I got a man that anybody's looking for. No, you have got to an age that, like Kevin Samuel said, you are supposed to just be looking for a man that is breeding, period. You're not supposed to be having standard. What leverage do you have that you put standard on a man that is going to work his way to have you? I just don't. It's crazy. You are supposed to be a granny at this age. You are supposed to be teaching young girls how to pick men, how to get married, how to get themselves into serious commitment and relationships. She's here and she's dating and she's giving out, her requirement to get. What kind of prize are you? What makes you think that you are that much of a prize that a man have to make himself into that type of a person and turn around and come on. Come on, Black women, you guys gotta stop being deluded like this. And the fact that Kevin Samuel said, oh, you are going to die alone, and she was like, oh, you have proven it yourself. And this sentence has been in her head and it has not been working. So if it has not been working, that should tell you something. So if someone is trying to line it up for you, a man making $20,000 a year, you should be grateful to have. Just look for a man, period, and not a man that is making X amount of dollars or a man that is making some amount. No, just look for someone that you can always sit down and have conversation with. I think that should be the focal point of her, but she's, what the society or American culture did to Black women is they make Black women kind of like money-centric, and if it is not about money, then they are out of it. And that is warped. When you have a group of women focusing on money, 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 not focusing on people, something is just going to happen to their culture. Because you have to understand that women are the first, traders of the culture to the case. So when the women are about money, money and selling coochies and all, it's just bullshit. It's crazy. You're 52, not 18. Guys, catch you in the next episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. Kevin Samuels for a reason. Big Kevin. Godfather for a reason. Greatest of all time for a reason. And, this conversation just stood out to me. Catch you in the next one. I'm out here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace. I'm out.